Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sober School, where you can always find experience, strength, and hope. My name is Drew, and I'm an alcoholic. We want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You're welcome here. We support multiple pathways of recovery, not just one, but all pathways of recovery. And whichever pathway it is that you choose, we want to be here to help, and we definitely want to make sure that it works for you. If you're watching this through the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page, we encourage you to share your own experience, strength, and hope, and your own words of wisdom. You never know who needs to hear what it is you might have to say, and it could just change someone's life, including your own. A couple of days ago, I was out on the baseball field. We were working with the kids and all. And, one of the coaches, he had the kids around, and he told them, he said, "We can't want it for you. You have to want it so bad to where you're willing to do whatever it takes to work towards that goal." And there's a lot of times kids say, "Oh, I want to play baseball at the next level. I want to go to high school. I want to go to college. I want to go to the pros." But then as they get into it, they realize that this is a lot of work. And I immediately thought back when the coach said that. I immediately thought back to whenever I was in my madness. I was drinking, and I remember saying, "I want to quit. I wish I could quit," but it was tough, and there's no question about it. It was tough. And then I remember hitting a point where I just said, "You know what? Screw it. I can't quit. I can't quit. I am beholden to my alcoholism. I am a slave. I am a master, or my alcohol is my master. I'm a slave to my alcoholism, to my alcohol. The alcohol in my life determines everything, every decision I make. Cutting my classes short, to go get to the liquor store, trying to time my kids' schedule so that I can make sure I had time to get to the liquor store to get my booze for the night. Everything I did, I was a slave to my alcoholism. And I wanted it. I wanted to stop. But when it got tough, Drew got scared. When it got tough, Drew got scared. And, when I came into sobriety, no one told me that, right off the bat, no one told me that I would never, ever, ever be able to drink again. I'd probably hit the door and went back out to start drinking. That was something I had to figure out on my own, that I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to drink again. And I figured these things out by a couple of processes. One, getting in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, staying connected in those rooms. Whenever there was an opportunity for me to hit a meeting, great. I remember speeding to get to AA meetings, hoping and praying, just so I could use it, hoping and praying that when the officer pulled me over and he'd say, "Why are you speeding?" I was like, "I need to get to my AA meeting." I could only imagine what that would sound like. I remember any and every opportunity I had to get to an AA meeting. I remember times having to make opportunities to get to an AA meeting. But getting into the rooms is one way. Another way I was able to kind of get past all that was pouring myself into the big book. And I'll never forget it. When I was reading Silkworth's opinion, the doctor's opinion, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's talking about me." And then when I went into Bill's story, especially when Bill said, "I had arrived," right? That was me. Just the first, oh my God, the first 2 to 3 chapters alone, including plus the doctor's opinion, that was me. And I was like, "Well, God, they figured this out back in 1939. Why can't I figure it out in 2021?" So it is difficult. Absolutely, make no mistake about it. Recovery is absolutely difficult. I remember people telling me that life wasn't necessarily going to get easier to deal with and to handle, but I was going to change the way I handled with these circumstances and these situations that arose in my life, and they were 100% right. So I just want to encourage you today. You may sit there and say, "I want it, I want it, I want it." The part that you might be missing is, do you know how to get it? Do you know how to get what it is you want? I wanted to stop drinking. I wanted to stop drinking, but I finally hit the point when I realized, shit, I don't even know how to stop drinking. I thought I knew. I thought it was self-will. I thought it was self-discipline. I thought I knew, but obviously none of that shit worked because I tried it all, right? So you may be at the point where, yeah, you want it bad enough. You want it, and I can't want it for you. Nobody else can want it for you. You have to want it bad enough. But then you have to ask yourself, do I even know how to stop drinking? And that was it for me. When I admitted that I didn't know how to stop drinking, when I admitted that I was powerless over my alcohol and that my life had become unmanageable, all those things kind of coincided at the same moment in time for me. But what I did is I poured myself into the rooms, I poured myself into the big book, and I tried to associate with other like-minded individuals like me, alcoholic, who had already achieved the results that I wanted to achieve myself. I remember the first few months, dude, I followed this group of guys around everywhere. I was like that lost dog, just yapping, wah, 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 right? I followed them around everywhere they went because they had something I wanted. They were walking, talking, living proof of recovery. And I was like, well, shit, how come they figured it out but not me? So I knew the only way for me to figure out what they figured out was to follow them around. Find a group of like-minded individuals, hence the meetings. Find a group of like-minded individuals. Where they go, you go too. Just talk to them every second you have the opportunity to talk to them. Share with them. Share with them your fears, your frustrations, your challenges. Let them share with you. Going back to chapter 7, that first line of chapter 7, that word work, that's work, okay? But find yourself a group of like-minded individuals in a room, in a Waffle House, wherever. It doesn't have to be in an actual room. It could be anywhere. And then find yourself the big book. I remember Keith Anderson told me, get a damn book, read the damn book, find a sponsor, and work the steps. Those 3 things. That was it. And when I poured myself in the big book, it all started coming together for me. That was the moment where I started realizing, you know what? Not only do I want this bad enough, but by God, now I can do it. I'll leave you with that. I hope you guys have a kick-ass day. If you guys have a topic you'd like to hear discussed, feel free to drop it out there on the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page, or you can email me directly, drew@soberschool.org. Or you can also private message me on Facebook or Instagram, I think. I'm not sure. So, anyway, I'll let you guys go. Hope you have a kick-ass day. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.